Hi, welcome to Finding Your Indie. I'm Bonnie Paulson and I will be your hostess with the mostest. You're going to want to buckle in because I give it to you kind of blunt, and I also tell things with my sense of humor, which not everybody gets. So we're just going to get going here. First Monday marketing tip that I'm going to be giving you today is newsletter swaps. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about newsletter swaps. Are they worth doing? Are they a waste of time? What will my newsletter subscribers think? And I think what it really comes down to is three main points. The first one, is the person that wants to swap with you in your same genre or your same subgenre? This is really important. I know that I'm going to be saying that a lot, but if I'm talking about it, trust me, it's important. One of the things that you need to focus on is, are you trying to get into just anybody's newsletter, or are you seriously trying to match and niche down to those readers? I know, it's kind of stupid, right? It sounds like a simple thing, but I write in one of my pen names, Sweet Romance. And I had someone who was an apocalyptic thriller writer contact me and say, I'd like to put my book in your newsletter. Can I do that? And I was like, well, yeah, BR Paulson has apocalyptic thrillers. I would be happy to do a newsletter swap with you. And they said, no, I know from watching around some of the groups and forums that your Bonnie Paulson, the Sweet Romance subs, that newsletter list, has more subscribers than the BR Paulson list. And I said, okay, so you want to take your apocalyptic thrillers and put them in with my sweet westerns? And this lady said, well, yeah, I want to be seen the most. And I said, well, of my two lists, so two of my lists, my BR Paulson list has 8,000 subscribers on it, and they're apocalyptic thrillers. And then I have Bonnie Paulson, and she's Sweet Western Romance, and she has 19,000 on her list. But they're very interested in cowboy romances only. They're not even interested in my other contemporary romances, which will come into play in a different marketing tip or a series that we do on different pen names and branding and why we do that. But suffice it to say that yes, the 19,000 is very appealing. But if I'm going to try to go to those people who are not interested in Sweet Western Romance or in apocalyptic thrillers, if I'm going to go and try to sell them something that they're not interested in, I'm wasting time and I'm losing their trust. So when someone approaches me or I approach someone else to do a newsletter swap, I make sure that they are matching my genre, at least my genre. But I like to take it even further. So I have friends who write multiple pen names as well. And some of them write contemporary romance, some write Western romance, some even write like cozy mysteries. And we've all talked about swapping and doing things, but I'm very picky. I won't even take my contemporary Western romances to my friends' newsletters that are contemporary romances, because Westerns are a totally different breed. And that's good. That's okay to be niched down. If you can niche down that much, do it. Because newsletter swaps, those subscribers are looking for specific things. And one of the things that they're looking for is something that's similar to what they signed up for. So my subscribers trust me, and they're hoping that I'm going to be sending them those things that will appeal to them. So that's what you want to do, is you want to keep your newsletter subscribers' trust by suggesting the same genre, and if you can, the same subgenre. Okay? Number 2, quality of books. Sorry, honey, but if you don't have at least a 4.2 ranking or higher, sometimes it's 4.0 depending on, which of my series I'm putting up to, it's not going in my newsletter swap. I just can't do it because my readers, my subscribers, they're hoping that they're going to be getting a good experience. And that's why they've come to me, is they're hoping for a good experience or an experience similar to mine. Does that mean that my books are all 5-star? No. In fact, I have some pretty harsh reviews on some of my books because our books don't appeal to everybody. However, I'm at least hoping that the books that I put into my newsletter subscriber list when I do a swap, they at least appeal to my people enough that they don't have huge typos and they're at least consistent and those types of things. That's what we're looking for. So if you tell me that you write Sweet Western Romance and you come to me and I look you up and you're a 3.2 in your reviews and you've got 100 reviews or even just 20 and it's 3.2, I'm probably going to pass. And that's nothing against you. It just means that my newsletter subscribers trust me and I don't want to send them anything that they're not going to like. All right, does that make sense? Okay. Number 3, quantity versus quality. I have heard a lot of people say that oh, my list is only 1,000 people. It's not that big. And then I say, well, that's okay. What's your open rate? And they'll tell me, well, my open rate's 70%. And I'm like, holy Hannah, that's amazing. You have a 70% open rate? That's awesome. That's 700 people are opening yours. Now I've had people say, I have 10,000. I've got a 10,000 newsletter list. And I'm like, oh, that's great. What's your open rate? Oh, well, it's like 10%. But that's good, right? And I'm like, well, no, it's really not. That means that 1,000 people out of 10,000 are opening your list, are opening your emails. And let's be honest, you're probably paying a lot more than you should be for that 1,000 people, right? I would think you probably are. I don't care what newsletter provider you're going through, you're most likely paying some bucks for those 10,000 that may or may not be opening. The quality versus quantity, you really got to understand that if such and such sends out so many newsletters, but they have a really great open rate, you might be passing them up just because they only have 2,000 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers. So you really want to make sure you're asking the right questions. How many are in your newsletter list? How many open? And clicking, you can get into that if you really want to, but open and subscribes, that's really important to just kind of understand who's opening what, okay? So those are the 3 main tips. I have a bonus for you. And the bonus suggestion for a successful newsletter swap is to make sure that you both agree on what you're supposed to be doing. Am I supposed to be swapping with you? Do we know what the link is? Do you have the link ready and the book ready to go? If not, you're kind of dropping the ball on your end of the deal. As am I. If my book's not ready and I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming up. It's going to be this next weekend. Can you hold off? If you're anyone like me, I know Elena Johnson works this way. I know a lot of authors work this way. We have our newsletters planned out weeks in advance. So if we say we are going to swap with you for X date, it has to be that date or it's not happening. So you need to make sure that your agreement is clear. And I mean clear. Did you agree to share with me? Are you interested in sharing again? Are you interested in swapping again? Do we have a link? Do you have the accurate information? Do I have covers, blurbs, whatever I need from you? Or are you going to make me go dig for it? So that's some things that you really need to think about. So you have your first 3 again. We have genre, subgenre. Are they at least similar to the people who want to swap with you or that you want to swap with? And 2, what's the quality of those books? Are they something that you really want to suggest to your subscribers? Are you willing to possibly lose trust with your newsletter subscribers just because you want to get on someone's list? And 3, quality versus quantity. Are you getting good opens? Are you getting seen by the people that you need to be seen? And then your bonus one. Are you making sure that both parties that are doing the newsletter swaps understand what is expected of them? And we'll do another one again because newsletter swaps are massive. I'll probably do a series on them and talk about why I like them for some pen names, why I don't like them for others. We'll discuss the pros and cons and the do's and don'ts. So that's us for our first Monday marketing tip, newsletter swaps. Hit subscribe and stay tuned because we've got lots of marketing tips coming up. We have some that are designed for beginners and some that are designed for intermediate and some designed for those who have all the money and they just want to spend more and make more. All right, guys, thank you so much. Again, I'm Bonnie Paulson and you're at findingyourindie.com. Check down below in the comments and you'll find links to other resources that we use for marketing and making money. All right, thanks, guys.